Hey everyone, I'm back out here again. Had it. I was just out here yesterday doing a little hunting in the evening. We had a nice rain last night, so I decided I would come out. Honestly, been thinking about it all day, so I couldn't kind of keep myself from getting out here and walking. I need to go cut grass, but anyway, so I was just making my first little pass around. I wasn't going to stay here but a few minutes, and I actually found something. It's very similar to something I found in the past, and this one, just looking at it, appears to probably have some more indication of tool marks than the other one did. But I've found some type of, I believe it might be a hoe or an adze. I'm going to drop the camera here. Somebody's camera. Let's take a look at it here. Haven't picked it up yet, but you see what I'm looking at right here? It's a pretty chunky piece. But it's very similar to something else I've found here of this site, where it definitely has a distinct base to it, and it's definitely been shaped. I'm thinking it was like a hoe or some type of, digging tool, maybe a hand digging tool, if you think about it. But very interesting. Hope it's focusing. Doesn't seem to want to focus there. There we go. Yeah. This is the second one I found. The first one I found, I went on some forums on Facebook. And the first one looks a lot more like a point. This one's a little more crude in its shaping. But a little damage right there. Same rock. It had that same dark looking inside. But they were like, oh no, it's just a natural. That's just a really good faker. And I was like, there's no way, based on this site, if you've watched my other videos, that's a faker. I was like, there's no way rocks get shaped like that. Same thing with this one. There's no way this rock gets shaped like this. It's not going to have distinct tool marks, which makes me think that it's a digger. But you can see, like right here, that was, it's like a piece was chipped off right there. I mean, you've got that edge. It looks like it was chipped, here and here and here. Same thing on this edge. It was chipped here. So I focus this thing. Chipped here and here. So some type of digging tool, I think. So I'm going to look a little bit more, but I'm going to come back this weekend. So this video will probably be finished up this weekend because I've got some other things planned with the rain that we just had. Going to hunt a spring branch that I haven't shown you on video yet. But we'll see. So let's keep going. Okay, well, I'm out here day 2. I didn't get a chance to get back over to the archaic site the other day when I started this video. I'm actually over here at the farm working on putting up a carport. But the spot where I was putting up the carport, it's up on top of a hill kind of area, and there's a creek. The creek in my last video is about 100 yards here, down in that bottom over there, where the tall tree line is up here. That's where the creek is. And so I'm up here just moving around and looking, and I actually found something. A little point. A nice little quartz point. So let me camera here. Now I flipped it out, but I put it back exactly where I saw it. Do you see it there? That little point? Let me get out of the sun here. Right there, look at that little thing. I had seen another piece of quartz a couple feet away, and I was walking back to it, and I saw this little thing. Look at that little point. You stand up here. Okay, well, I just cut the camera off, and I came over to that couple feet away, maybe 2.5 feet away from where I just picked up that little quartz point up here, and I'd seen a piece of quartz I was going to look at, but I swear right beside it there's something that possibly could be a point. It looks like a base sticking out, so I'm going to pull it out of the ground on camera just to make sure. We look right here. See, this is the piece I saw. This chunk right here of quartz. But I'm hitting my on and off button again. This chunk of quartz is what I saw. It caught my eye. But right here, look at this. We think it's a... I didn't mean to knock it out, but yeah, look at this. Another little quartz point up here. Not 2 feet away. where I just picked that other little quartz point up. Isn't that something? Now these mean the most to me because they're on my farm. And I love finding stuff on the farm to add to the history of the farm. But look at that little quartz point. So this has turned into a great day. I'm going to have to keep my eyes open. I might find something else. You never know. I guess it always pays to look, right? All right, guys, we're out here again, back at the archaic site, and we found our first point. I'm out here today with a couple friends, and she's a little camera shy, so I won't put her on camera, but I'll go ahead and video her find. So we found this little quartzite point right here. Yeah, the tip's broken off of it. Super thin, a lot thinner than a lot of them that we find around here, but maybe a little bit of where there was serrated here, a little bit on the edge at one point, but yeah, nice little point. I was worried we were gonna get skunked today, so good thing she found it. All right, I think we've found something else here. It is a broken one. I can see the tips missing, but still a point right there. Look at that thing. That one looks like it was made out of a flake, maybe, or something. This is a different material than any of the others I've found. That would have been a pretty one. Super thin. A lot thinner than anything else we found around here. So, found something else. Turned into a pretty good day. A quick recap of this weekend's finds. Here we have a hoe or an adze, possibly an axe. I actually saw one on Facebook the other day that was the exact same type of stone, this rough textured looking stone. And I found one very similar at the same site a few weeks ago. So we have some broken points. We've got preforms that I think were broken. A couple points here, quartzite, possibly flint. A little quartzite stem point here. I think it's a Kirk with a straight stem. This was the base of what I'm assuming was possibly like a Guilford point. Now this one right here is the one that I'm the most disappointed in being broken. It's kind of a heartbreaker because it's very well made. It's very thin. And for the site that I've been hunting at, this is probably the most well-made point I've found so far. And I'm not sure of the material, because most of the points I find are either quartz or quartzite. This material seems to have, I don't know if you would consider it veins or but it seems to have some type of texturing running through it. Not texturing, but different combination of materials where you can see distinct like lines running through it. So somebody online said they thought it was quartzite, and they're the only person that replied. But I don't think that it's quartzite because it doesn't feel the same as the other quartzite points, like this one here. This one, the quartzite is very uniform, and it's very textured feeling, almost gritty to the touch. So I just don't think that point was made of quartzite. But if anybody knows what this material is, please let me know. And then these two little Halifax, I think they're Halifax quartz points that I found on the farm. Those were my favorite two from this hunt that we just had because I found them on the farm. And the camera cut off on me, so I didn't get a chance to show this one more in detail, but it's a nice little point. And I found more of these in other sites, which is I find interesting, is that these are in the later archaic period. So where these little Halifax points come from. And so it's different from the archaic site that literally is just on the other side of the creek from my farm, and it's maybe 3/4 of a mile from where I found those two little Halifax points. That archaic site has points that date back, 6 to 8,000 years. And these little Halifax points and some of the points I found in other places on my farm and places closer to my farm on the other side of the creek have the little smaller, quartz points so far that I've found, and those only date back to 3 or 4,000 years. So it's interesting to see, that I haven't found any of those Halifax or small points on that archaic site. The earlier archaic site that I've been hunting and finding most of the stuff I've shown you all. So anyway, just want to shoot a recap and let you know what I found because I didn't film everything. And I'll see you all next time. Happy hunting.